Hey there everybody, I am about to make some delicious shepherd's pie. Now I briefly mentioned shepherd's pie in my chicken pot pie video. Now keep in mind that I'm actually going to refer to the chicken pot pie several times throughout this video. Now shepherd's pie, like I said in that video, is similar to pot pie. The main difference is that instead of a crust, you're going to have well, you could still call it a crust, I guess, but it's mainly whipped potatoes. I mean, some people do mashed potatoes. I like whipped potatoes. And we're gonna, what? Does it have lamb in it? I guess it can, but, oh, a lamb and a shepherd. Yeah, that actually is a good one. Well, shepherd's pie can have any kind of protein you want mixed with a blend of vegetables. I don't cook lamb that often simply because lamb is not cheap and I am. Anyway, I'm going to use hamburger for this one, and I'm dedicating this video to two of my other friends, my friend Corey and my friend Erica. I think they'll both enjoy this, and what they should also enjoy is what I'm making for dessert, which is some delicious apple cobbler special cheesecake. But enough talking, let's get to cooking. Now to make whipped potatoes, what do you need? Potatoes. And I have 3 medium potatoes here, and what? Yeah, you're right, these are 4 potatoes. Well, 2 of them are small, so it'll still work. Anyway, I'm gonna peel these bad boys, and then what? What do you mean, duh? Well, the thing is, I actually have seen some whipped potatoes and even potato salad in stores that have the skin still on them. It's usually like red skin potatoes or new potatoes. I mean, it still tastes good, but I prefer to have them without the skin. And speaking of potato salad, I made a video for potato salad like 2 or 3 years ago, and I have to revamp that one of these days because I have a different way of making potato salad now. Anyway, after we peel these, then we are going to cook them and what? Quit saying duh. Anyway, you'd be surprised how many people don't realize that you have to cook the potatoes first and then whip them. And going back to the potato salad for a minute, if you remember from that video, I actually like to slow cook my potatoes. So after peeling these and then cooking them for a few hours in our handy dandy slow cooker, we are going to chow down. Wait, I gotta add some more things to this. That's better. Added some milk and some seasonings. Now, let's chow down! Wait, these are supposed to be whipped potatoes. Well, 3rd time's the charm. Finally, delicious whipped potatoes. Now, we can finally chow down! Wait, this is supposed to be for the shepherd's pie, isn't it? Well, before you add things to something else, you gotta make sure it tastes good on its own. And it does. So now we can, what? Is it right to be eating whipped potatoes with a spoon? You know, I don't see a problem with that because, I mean, I've seen people eat whipped potatoes with a spoon or a fork. Maybe that's why when you go to fast food restaurants and they give you whipped potatoes or mashed potatoes, they give you a spork so you don't have to decide. Anyway, now we can, what? Wouldn't it have been easier if you just used instant potatoes? Let me just say this. The only place instant potatoes deserve to be are in the garbage. So now we can, what? Are you gonna put potatoes at the bottom and make a crust? Like I said in the, oops, I think I got a little bit of something there. Anyway, like I said in the pot pie video, shepherd's pie doesn't really need potatoes at the bottom, but you know, I do have extra potatoes here, so why don't we do that? And we'll start out with the bottom layer of potatoes, or the bottom crust, if you will. Followed by the hamburger mixture. What? Yeah, it's the same mixture that's in the pot pie mixture. You know, corn, potato, and onion. What? Don't you already have enough potato in there? Yeah, that's a good point. Tell you what, swap out the diced potato if you want, and then add in some sweet green peas, or even some diced carrots. Now, we can, what? Peas and carrots? Yeah, you can do that if you like, but when I hear peas and carrots together, it kind of reminds me of school lunch. Anyway, hamburger mixture, gravy, and top potato layer. And then we'll throw it into our handy dandy 350-degree oven for 15 minutes. That is what I'm talking about. And you know, some people do like to put, well, they like to sprinkle cheese on top of their shepherd's pie. You can do that if you like, but I personally think, as much as I like cheese, I think you can do without it. But what you can't do without is tasting this. Delicious every way but Sunday. What does that mean? Anyway, it is very delicious. Everything from the potatoes to the filling to, well, that's pretty much it. Anyway, I'm sure Erica and Corey will enjoy this as well. And one other thing is that I haven't made shepherd's pie in a few years, and the recipe really isn't that different from the last time I made it. But I said it was 2 servings when I first made it, but now every piece looks like this, and it's really 4 servings. See, let me show you. I cut a piece out of this, so that is 4 servings. And it's a good thing I'm only eating a little bit of it too, because now there's room for dessert. Now the main difference between the peach cobbler and the apple cobbler is that we're using, of course, apples instead of peaches. So why don't we just skip right over to the, what? You use 12 peaches in the peach cobbler, why are you only using 10 apples? You can really tell that from this? Well, it is true that I use 12 peaches, but the only reason I'm using only 10 apples is, well, apples are larger than peaches, so I don't need to use as many. But after we caramelize the apples, we can skip right over to the, what? Can you use canned apples instead? Do canned apples exist? They probably do. But, like I said with the peach cobbler, I'm not gonna knock anybody for using canned apples or frozen apples because, like I explained before, in peach cobbler, it is often used, well, I mean, people often use canned peaches for that, so not gonna knock anybody for that. I mean, if you do use canned apples or frozen apples, it's not gonna have that same sweet taste that the caramelized fresh apples will. Anyway, let's wait. Can I just caramelize the canned apples or the frozen apples? Yeah, you can. You got me on that one. Anyway, let's get to constructing. Bottom crust, luscious caramelized apples, and finally the top crust. And like I said in the peach cobbler cheesecake video, it is perfectly fine that the top crust doesn't nearly cover all the fruit, even though it is a larger crust than the bottom crust, because it will puff up. It's not unlike the crust I make for the... I better keep that one to myself. Anyway, after a little time in our handy dandy oven, you will end up with something that looks like this. Ah, you thought you would catch me drinking some leftover apple syrup, didn't you? Well, you've seen the plain cheesecake plenty of times, so let's just get to stacking. Oh, come on, this isn't apple syrup, this is apple maple syrup. Wait, that's a little more pathetic, isn't it? This right here is what I'm talking about. You know, I keep saying I'm not gonna cut a large piece anymore, but I'm probably lying. Delicious. Why'd I put it down if I just picked it up again? Anyway, you want to go have another bite of this? You know, I didn't mention this in the peach cobbler cheesecake video, but the crust that I use for my cobblers is unlike any other crust I make. It is very temperamental. I do get it right every time, but that's another one of the reasons why the cobbler cheesecakes cost more than the other cheesecakes. Anyway, like I said, this is delicious, fitting dessert for any meal, and I'm sure that Erica and Corey will enjoy it as well. That is going to do it. And of course, you know by now, if you want to order one of these cobbler cheesecakes, or if you want to find the recipe for the shepherd's pie, look right down here. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you again soon. Ah, leftover apple syrup. Oh, you're still here.